So let's get started. So welcome, as I mentioned, to the free on-page course, How to Do On-Page with SEO Co-pilot. This is SEO Co-pilot here. You'll find it at SEOCopilotai.com. If you go to SEO Co-pilot, you will see SEOCopilotai.com. I think I spelled that right. You'll see the free trial. For those of you who are on the free trial, you already know that. The free trial is there. There's testimonials of all the agencies using the tool. The tool is really picked up in users. We have about 1,000 users right now, which is fantastic. And people are getting good ranking results. If anyone, some people wanted to talk about the ranking results. I'm happy to show that if anyone else is interested, or I'm happy to do that off camera on email, your choice. So there's 4 main parts of the system. A lot of people ask me, Josh, why did you build the system this way? Why did you engineer it like this? And the answer is because it's the way that we find you make the most money and have the most success doing SEO. There's lots of different ways of doing SEO. There's lots of different theories about SEO, philosophies about SEO. But at SEO University, which is the think tank and mastermind group that I've run for 10 years that engineered this and built all the scientifically tested, verified, and peer-reviewed all of the SEO science that goes into this tool. That's how we can guarantee you get ranking results, because we scientifically know that you will, due to our very extensive experimentation plan and reverse engineering. I like to say that quietly. Google's algorithms. We built it this way because this is the way it best works to make you the most amount of money, to make your clients the most amount of money, to make you the most amount of money if you're doing affiliate SEO, to make your company the most money if you're doing in-house SEO, to make your clients make the most money and have the most success if you're doing agency SEO. This is a full on-page tool solution. It just so happens that it works with AI. And it does the whole front end of SEO, I like to call it. It does the finding the best searches to try to rank for to begin with, what other people have called the low-hanging fruit, but it doesn't necessarily have to be low-hanging fruit. It could be a head term as well. It could be a very lucrative head term. You'll never know if you would want to try ranking for it unless you check. Then you spy your competitors, and we build you your own BERT model, rank brain model, TW-BERT, neural matching, query interpretation, helpful AI, spam brain AI, review AI. We build like 10 different models for you for your own niche to find out what all of the vector embeddings are and what all the entities are that you need to mention. You don't even, after running a report, you don't even need to look at the review of the boosting on-page keywords. You can. We give a whole ton of information about your competitors that is actually useful and helpful for doing SEO that will make you the most money and enable you, ensure that you have the most success. But you don't even need to do this because AI does it all for you. That is the golden age that we're in. And AI, we have very robust and seasoned, and we have very sophisticated, what's called a chain of thought ideation or a tree of thought ideation complex artificial intelligence. We're building an AGI of SEO, and it does 90% of the work for you, more like 95, maybe even 99%, depending on the search in question. And it builds you the perfect article, faster than a human, better than a human, with human level quality, completely factual, way cheaper than a human as well. And so that is the reason why thousands of people are using SEO Co-pilot. And this is the AI SEO revolution, because robust and seasoned tools like this can not only reduce your costs and time by 99%, 90 to 99%, depending on what you're paying and how long you're taking to write articles, but they can also do it better than a human. They can do it better, pound for pound. Our AI can write better than a human because it knows every single niche that exists. It doesn't have to research a niche for 10 hours. When I was hiring writers in the US that were fluent in the US that had a bachelor's degree or more to write content for me, they would charge me $100 an hour, and they would take 10 or 20 hours to write an article. We bring that cost down. If you're on the $144 plan, this plan right here, if you're on the $144 plan, you get 100 pages per month. We bring that cost down to $1.44 per article. So you just can't beat it. You cannot beat AI. And I think everybody knows, and they're starting to realize, you can't beat AI. It's faster, it's smarter, it's better. If it's set up right, if it is engineered in a complex chain of thought ideation way, where we're taking a lot of the intellectual labor and we're outsourcing that to artificial intelligence. And a lot of the intellectual labor is outsourced. So we humans have more time to sit on a beach and drink a martini and make more money and do it faster. And so that's completely the name of the game. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make that money, how to move faster, how to save your time, how to explode your SEO, take on more clients. I'm not saying you have to fire your writers. Get your writers using this, and then they'll be able to do 10 times as much work in a tenth of the time. You can hire that many more writers. You can get that many more clients. You can get that much more pages going. And also another idea, I just want to make sure I float it out there because a lot of people don't realize this. There's other ways of making money in SEO. You can do rank and rent. You can do digital real estate. You can rank pages in lucrative niches. And then like noise canceling headphones, for example, or Verizon iPhone deals, or best cheap phones to buy. Our system can find all these for you. And I'll show you that in a second. And you can have a page ranking there. And then you can collect clients, you can collect sales. And then you can call up these companies that offer this stuff and say, hey, I got 20 free sales for you. Do you want them? They say, of course I do. What's the catch? The catch is nothing. It's 20 free sales. If you like it, then you can rent this page from me. And you can get $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. You can negotiate that with them, and you have recurring income that you don't have to do anything for. You've ranked it already, and you get recurring income. And or if that doesn't work out, or if you ever want to sell this later on, you sell the site for 10 grand, 20 grand. One of my students sold a site, and this is true. His name is Renee. If you join SEO University, you can meet him, you can ask him, and or which I give 50% discount to SEO University newcomers if you're an SEO Co-pilot subscribing customer. Paying customer. You can also see the video on my YouTube. It's there as well. He made 0.5 million euros. He made half a million euros, which I don't know how much that is in US, like $1 million US or almost $1 million US, selling one site. One site he sold. So even if you're doing in-house SEO, even if you're doing just a little bit of SEO on the side for this business or that business, having AI work for you in this regard is a new vertical. This is a new industry of AI-based SEO, which there's the difference in degree between the amount of content you could produce and the money you would make and the time it would take is a difference of degree so incredibly changed that this is a difference in kind. It's a new industry. It's new SEO. Using AI to build it, at least the front end of On-Page, and building all up into the writing of the pages and putting all the SEO keywords in the right spots. The AI does all of that for you pretty much automatically. And so you can focus on the off-page SEO, you can focus on your business marketing, your business branding, and you can focus on enjoying the money and the success that you're making. So that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to go through step one, which some people wanted me to focus on. I might focus there a little bit more. Then I'll take you to running a report. We'll briefly look at the report just to see what's there, but you'll never have to touch it again. And then I'll show you how to generate articles and how to get the big 4 scores if people are interested and not sure how to do that. I do have tutorials on how to do all of this that are brand new, so that can help you out as well. Who's excited? Somebody in the chat, give me a pumped or I'm excited or a woot or something like that in the chat, and then we'll get started. And also, if you have any other questions, please, by all means, throw them in the chat and we can get going. Awesome. Ryan gives me a 3 party faces. So that's awesome. Great. Thanks, Ryan. Fantastic. Okay. Sheldon gives me a smiley nerd face. Eccentric Business Intelligence says, so this is a tool about on-page SEO. Yep. Yes, that's what it is. We still need to do off-page SEO. Yes, that's a great question, actually. I'm so glad you asked that. Yes, of course you will have to do some off-page SEO, and to learn how to do that, SEO University is there for you. Email me. I'm going to put my email in the chat. Email me, and we can talk about big discounts for anyone who is a subscribed SEO Co-pilot customer. I could save you hundreds of dollars per month, over $1,000 a year on being in the single best SEO mastermind group online, bar none. My students get successes. If you don't believe me, go to bit.ly/SEO proof. Everything we do is science-based. Whenever we have a win, I drop a win in there in bit.ly/SEO proof. Check it out yourself. Don't believe me. Look at the results we've gotten, and look how every single year and almost every single month we are getting wins, even when the rest of the industry is shrinking because they're getting drops from Google updates. Another thing I want to mention about off-page SEO is the other good thing is that when your on-page SEO is on point and you've squeezed every little last bit of ranking juice out of it you can, which the AI will do for you, and you've chosen the best keywords to go for to begin with, that are the easiest to rank for, that don't have the strongest competition, off-page SEO is reduced by a good 70%. And 30% of the time, you don't even need to do off-page SEO. You build up a robust site on the keywords you should be ranking for to begin with, and you're already ranking page one without any off-page SEO done. I've seen it time and time again. My students do this on a regular basis. If you do your on-page right, and you've chosen the right keywords to try to go for to begin with, and had AI analyze thousands and thousands of keywords for you that you could never have done manually, the AI is smart. It can do way more work than we can. It's over. It's over. AI beats it as chess. AI beats us at Go. AI beats pilots flying military ships. AI beats us doing everything. AI picks out cancers in X-rays better than doctors. It's over. So just give yourself up to the AI change in the world, because that's the way that it is, and get AI working for you. It's a workhorse. Get it working for you. And when you have AI analyze tens of thousands of keywords for you that you never would have had the time to do by eye, it finds the gem keywords that it's like, hey, look, for whatever reason, either Google destroyed all the hard competition, or people just gave up on it, or people never knew how to do SEO here, and they're not doing it right. When you rank for those keywords and then you squeeze all the juice of getting all the proper on-page keywords in the right spots, and the AI does it all for you, you don't even need to know what you're doing or where, pretty much. You do rank. On a page of like 300 pages, you're going to rank at least 10 to 30 on page one, and probably a good 5 to 6 on spot number one. Statistically, that's about what we do without even have to do any off-page SEO. They're going to rank, you'll be able to rank number one for these keywords that were the absolute best keywords for you to go for. The easiest, but also that would make you the most money, that has the either in the direct sale when they come to the website, or in any retargeting, then when they come back to the website, you will make the most amount of money and rank for the easiest keywords. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple seconds. But yeah, so yes, EBI, if you don't mind me shortening your name there. Yes, this is an on-page SEO tool, but it's going to tremendously increase your off-page as well, because it's going to increase your site power. Not only that, but also you can use these same steps to build backlinks. You can use these same steps to audit pages. You could paste in competitor pages and audit them and see what they're doing. You can use these steps to get the best topics, to have the best user interface and user experience, and for your clients, because Google does something called query interpretation, where, for example, I like to use this example. Let me share my screen here again, reshare it. So for example, let me turn this off. There we go. I like to use this example here, link building specialist. You'd think for link building specialist that Google would want to give you the chance to buy link building services. That's not what it does. Here's my Parasite page that I made. It gives you actually what a job description is, link building specialist job description. And and see the things to know, how they're all skewed towards a job description. My AI analyzes that for you automagically and stops you from ranking the wrong content in the wrong place. So it's more than just on-page, quite frankly, or what people traditionally think about on-page, what this tool does. This tool sets you up right to succeed at SEO. That's what this tool does, in 3 or 4 or 5 different avenues or ways. Mostly on-page, but also in site construction, also in topic choosing, also in user UX, UI, for your pages, in CRO, conversion rate optimization for your pages, but also in setting you up to be most powerful, to be enabled when you do your off page, and to set you up to save money on off page because you don't have to buy as many signals when your on page is already so great. So that's what I like to say, and that's why I say this tool is the best for the front end of SEO. This tool is the best for that. So does that make sense, my friends? Do you guys have any other questions? Otherwise, somebody give me a pump and we'll get started. So I'm going to go through all the steps you need to do to set yourself up right for doing the front end of SEO. ECI says, can we use the tool for a site that we are about to build? Of course. You can build new sites with this. You can revamp existing content with this. Most of the system is built assuming you either have a sick site that Google doesn't like very much, that doesn't have the signals, it doesn't have the juice yet, or a new site, which is really the same thing. It doesn't have the signals, it doesn't have the juice yet. So that's what the whole system is tailored towards. But you could already be on, and I'll show you, you could already be on an existing site which is doing very, very well. And of course, our content on that site is going to sing. It's going to rank even that much better. So you'll be well positioned for both situations. He asks, can it suggest the pages that are required for SEO? Yes, that's exactly what it does. So thank you for the perfect segue. That's exactly what it does, EBI. So let me get to that and let me start showing you. All right, so that's where we start. I've been doing SEO for as long as SEO has been around, since the late 90s, before Google. Now, I fully admit, in the late 90s, when it was Metacrawler and AltaVista and things like that, when I was just a teen, I was still a teenager, just turning 19, 20, 21 when I got into the web and got into SEO. SEO was nothing more than just stuffing keywords in a meta keywords tag. Of course, it's changed tremendously since then. But specificity is still the core of SEO. It doesn't matter how much query interpretation Google does. It doesn't matter how much AI Google does for natural language processing and for vector embeddings. At the end of the day, if you search for topic X, you will get topic X. And the page that mentions topic X in the exact right verbiage is the one that's going to win for Onpage. So everything is based off of what we call the EMQ, the exact match query, the exact topic or query you want to rank for. And there will be some interpretation and variation, like I said, for as there is for link building specialist. But my AI is going to do that for you automagically. It's going to do the translation between English and French, so to speak, behind the scenes. You're not even going to have to worry about that. But where we need to start, however, what it taught me doing SEO this long is that where 75% of SEO campaigns go wrong, where the vast majority of where SEO campaigns fail, is they fail to choose the right keywords to try to rank for. And this was common knowledge 10, 20 years ago. Everybody in 2005 knew you'd look for the low-hanging fruit, even when SEO was that much easier. It was very easy in those days, and everyone knew you had to look for the low-hanging fruit. You had to find the niches that nobody else was trying to go for really yet. If you tried to compete on the toughest niches, you would fail because you were not streamlined. At the end of the day, SEO optimization is nothing more than business process optimization. I say this always and it confuses people, but listen, this is very important. It's not the person, let's see if you agree. Let's see if you can see the angle I'm going for here. It's not the person who ranks number one who wins at SEO. It's not. That's not the person who wins at SEO. It's the person who ranks number one fastest, cheapest, in a long-term way that's not going to piss off Google and can rinse, repeat the results and iterate faster and cheaper and easier than everybody else. At the end of the day, at the end of the marathon that SEO is, that's who wins at SEO. And that is exactly what this AI system does for you by essentially being an SEO consultant in a box and doing that work for you, the analysis. It's not just the generation. Everyone's like, oh, AI is generating. Yeah, it does that. But actually, analyzes far better, and it's being completely underutilized is an understatement. It's not being utilized by anyone else except for our tool at all that I can see. That's where it does the good work for you, is in planning the business to be properly to begin with, planning the SEO campaign properly to begin with. And that all starts with finding the ranking opportunities. The vast majority, so please take it from me. I've seen SEO businesses succeed, and I've seen SEO businesses fail, all from local to global, from the smallest to the largest. I've done $1 million SEO campaigns, and I've done $100 SEO campaigns, local to global, all languages, all niches. The way they fail is this. This is where most of the failure comes from, is in trying to rank for the wrong keywords to begin with, not going for the right searches. And how does that happen? Well, it happens because in-house, your CEO, strolls over to your desk and says, "We need to be in noise canceling headphones. Make us rank for noise canceling headphones." And you're like, okay. And now you're the poor guy or girl or transgender friend on the hook for trying to do that, right? Whether that was a good idea to rank for or not, whether the competition is so ludicrously difficult, so ludicrously far ahead of you because they've been trying to rank for noise canceling headphones because it's lucrative. So they've been running that marathon for 25 years, and you're starting the marathon 25 years late. Or your client tells you they want to rank for those things just because, well, that's the way it's always been, Josh. I have this client I like to mention, Gary. I love the guy. He's one of my finest clients. I love him, don't get me wrong. But he's like, "We need to rank for Jaguar parts because that's what we've always done." And I'm like, "Sorry, Gary, we can't. We just can't. Because Google, you're not the Jaguar company. And Jaguar, the car company, is now selling parts. So I can't rank you number 1 for that anymore like I did for years. I can rank you number 5, but I can't rank you number 1 because there's all these Jaguar related or UK related, more direct to the Jaguar car company sites that are beating him. It's not fair. I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you guys the truth. SEO is not fair. It's not a level playing field. This myth of the Web 2.0, Tim Berners-Lee, open democracy of the web is long dead. It's over. There are some niches you just can't rank for. Sorry, just the way it is. And I'm sick and tired of people emailing me because it breaks my heart every time they do. I'm sick and tired of people emailing me saying, "Josh, my business is going under. Josh this, Josh that," because I can't always fix it. I especially can't fix it always at the end for these people. Often I can if they listen to me and do what I say, but sometimes I can't. And it's because they chose the wrong niches to begin with, to the degree that they had the option of changing their niches. And so does that make sense, guys? You've got to choose the right searches to begin with because SEO is not fair. Some niches just Google ranks big brands for. There's no way you can compete with that, or you have much less of a chance to compete with that. You need to know that coming in. Some of your competition has been already doing this for 25 years. And niches change. New niches come and go. You need to find the niches where, and what I mean, the searches, red apples or best red apples or top 10 red apples. Which red apples is my generic example, for whatever. You need to find out which one of those is the best one to try to rank for, and the best one to build a site up for. Because this also has to do with how you build your site. So when you're building a new site, and a new site is one that is both sick, I don't care if it's been around for 10 years. If you're not ranking, it's new as far as Google's eyes are concerned. Or you just registered it, doesn't matter, same problem. You don't have enough good signals yet. There is no default sandbox, not really. In the Elite API docs, which I have here and I've studied tremendously, and we have we've gone through it in SEO University. There is a sandbox, as you can see. I can prove it to you right here. There is a sandbox, but it's not the kind of sandbox that you think it is, right? It's not like there's a sandbox and Google just arbitrarily stops you from ranking for the first 3 months. It's that it takes time for you to build up trust with Google. And how do you build up trust with Google? Remember the T on EAT, it's expertise, experience, authority, and trust. How do you build up trust with Google? You give them pages that knock it out of the park, that answer the question for their user and terminates the search cycle. And they try you out. You ever see your rankings fluctuate up and down? Page 1, page 2, spot 8, spot 5. You ever wondered why that is? Whenever it's fluctuating, it's because you're on the cusp of not being useful to Google. You're not answering the question or satisfying the search in a way that satisfies Google. And so they're fluctuating. They're testing you. They're like, I'll test this page from this site. It looks like it might be good. Nope. It'll drop that page. It'll never rank it again. You ever notice that? It'll try you spot 85, or spot page 1, page 2, page 1, page 2, or page 2, page 4. It'll try that only for a short amount of time. Then you ever notice it'll never do that again? That page is now has a black mark on it, right? You can get it back. And so keep working on it, but it's so much harder to get it back. They give you one chance. It's like dating. They give you one chance to make a good impression, or like a job interview. They give you one chance to make a good impression to see if they trust you. And if they don't, it's really hard to get back in their good graces. And it works the exact same way for Google. That is the other reason, especially if you're building a new site, you need to start with keyword discovery to find the best ranking opportunities. I cannot, are you getting the message? I cannot stress how important it is to start with this step. That's why it's number one here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. That's the process of the system. It's not actually that complicated. Start here, end here. Not that complicated actually, but that's okay. I'm going to show you guys. I know it's a lot to get into. It's a lot. SEO is a lot, and the system doesn't look like other systems because between you and me, the other systems aren't set up right. The other systems are not set up for you to have success. I made it this way because it has to be this way. Trust me, I can make it much easier. I could have made one SEO score, and that's all it did, and just fed you bullshit that's all you need. Sorry, I'm a truthful guy. I'm on the spectrum. I'm mildly autistic. That means I'm forthright, and I'm obsessed with justice, among other things. And I'm a very high IQ, 160. I'm very good working at systems, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you know any other people who are on the spectrum, you know that they're obsessed with justice and they're terribly forthright. We'll just say stuff. And so I'm not a snake oil salesman. I will never be. I studied ethics in university as well. That was my main focus. It was interdisciplinary philosophy and science. I set it up this way because this is the way it has to be to set you up for success. Okay, so enough of that. So I hope through that rant, that all that genuine golden information / AKA rant, I hope that through this rant, you understand and you agree that you need to start here to find the right ranking opportunities so you can build trust with Google, so you can find the opportunities that are the easiest to rank for and that will make you the most money, so that you can set up your SEO project with success. Does everybody understand that? Is there anybody out there who has any more questions or has more doubts and is not entirely sure how that works? Please give me a GG, a good to go in the chat if you're good to go. If you have any final questions on that, please let me know. Because it is literally the most important thing I will say to you this entire course. It literally is. Because if you miss this point and you ignore this point, your SEO campaigns have a huge chance of failure no matter what else you do. All right, Sheldon gives me a GG, awesome. Thanks, Sheldon, very much. Okay, so without any further preludes, let's get into it. So you would start here with the ranking opportunities. I would suggest going through the in-page tutorial there, if that helps you out. Here is keyword discovery. Keyword discovery is where you put in the seed niches or your base keywords. You could put in a direct keyword like B2B social media marketing agency, or you can put in a general seed keyword like best or best products, and the AI will iterate and it will find you the best opportunities in these particular areas. It will find you the best keywords that you might want to go for that make the most money and are also the easiest to rank for. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for something that, wow, can make, in a keyword revenue ballpark or a rough guess, $12,000 a month, plus or minus about $3,000 to $5,000, $12,000 a month, and it's 23% easier than the rest of the internet. What a great affiliate or in-house SEO keyword, or something you could do for rank and rent or build a site around and sell it. Right there, it's already easier than 23% of the internet. Wow. Because no one knows how to do SEO for this. Look at this. No one knows how to do SEO for this. The EMQ is nowhere to be found, and the site is barely focused, 8%, 9%, 17%. The title is not focused as well, and the page is not focused as well. There's not even a higher than 50% here. The backlinks are weak for many of them. The paid traffic doesn't exist for many of them. There's only a couple brands here that are worthy of being a problem. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you sort by final return on investment. You sort by final return on investment, which multiplies the money times the ease and gives you the highest amount. You could just sort by keyword difficulty and find the easiest and count from there and go down this list. Here's another one, Nourish Max Vitamin C Serum. Again, there's the better protein powder. But basically, if you have the choice, you start with final ROI and you find the ones that are the easiest and you start trying to rank for them. If you already have a very powerful website, by all means, you could go for the not recommended or tough, but you already have to have a powerful website. If you're starting with a new site or a sick site, what you want to do is you want to sort by final ROI to see if there's any good ones there, but really what you want to do is you want to run as many keyword difficulty reports as possible. You want to go to page 2 and you want to run these as well. You want to run it, you want to use as many credits on this as possible because the AI is going to find you keywords you never would have known about to begin with, right? And what you do is you start at the very easy ones that are related to something you want to do. If you're like, okay, well, what I want to do is, Josh, let's say, for example, I'm focusing on better protein powder. So you would click this, you would say, get more ideas, and it'll run another keyword difficulty report for you on better protein powder, if that's what you want to focus on. But you can focus all the way from the most general keywords here to the most specific keywords here. Is what you can focus on. And let me show you, there's a couple different ways you use this tool. One, when you're on the phone with a client or talking with your CEO and they say, oh, we need to get into products, find the best products for us to sell. You could be like, well, okay, it's tough, but there's a lot of money there. Or if you're talking with your client on the phone, you could be like, okay, well, it's a tough niche. I know that's a tough niche. You know, okay, you guys want to do SEO, fine, it's a tough niche. There's a little bit of money there. Okay, you have a general idea how much you could charge them, right? Not-for-profit organizations, you go, okay, it's a little tough, 25%. Or you could sort by this and find the easier ones and be like, oh, look at this. Tumble Rug, Birch Juice Moisturizer, Best Protein Powder, Creatine Gummies. There is an unlimited amount of money to make online. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, many of the common things have been taken. And if you're like, Josh, I don't do affiliate SEO. Why are you showing me all these keywords? So just examples. I assure you it will work for your niches you want to work in. And quite frankly, given how much money you can make in some of these, you might want to consider working affiliate, or if not affiliate, rank and rent, or digital real estate. Build a site up, and this is what I recommend for a new site. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. This is my recommendation for a new site. You run 5 keyword reports a day. You find 5 awesome keywords to rank for a day. You find the top 5. Yeah, this just has one done. Run all these. You find the top 5 best keywords a day. You do 5 keyword spy reports. You build 5 articles. That takes you anywhere from 1 to 5 hours of work, depending on how much labor you want. Probably about 20 minutes per article of your own labor, of just proofreading it and making sure that everything looks great, which I'll show you how to do. It's very, very easy. Our system has never been easier. There's no better AI writing system than ours. And you upload it to your WordPress. If you have the WordPress plugin, you just click publish to WordPress, or you copy and paste it into the WYSIWYG editor of WordPress, and you save it. You do 5 a day, 25 pages a week, 100 pages a month. And after the end of 2 or 3 months, you have 300 pages. You've got the trust now. You have the site weight. You have the content velocity. You have the quality. You have the human level quality. And Google is ranking you. Google's ranking at least 100 of these pages somewhere, and probably 50 to 20 of them in page 1, and maybe 5 to 10 of them at spot number 1. And then you say, look according to this, my site's about best protein powder. According to this software, it could make anywhere from $12,731 as a rough approximate per month. I'm, times that by 12 months for the year, that's around 100 grand. I'm selling it for 20 grand. It's a steal. Boom. How would you like to make 20 grand on the side? I think that would be fantastic. If this number is anywhere vaguely correct, and it is, they should be able to make their money back with the right affiliate offer or the right rank and rent offer. So again, consider diversifying, consider on the side, right? Just think of all the possibilities that exist. Don't limit yourself to just being like, I just do roof cleaning, so that's all I'm gonna try to rank for. There's other stuff that you could diversify as well. At least you don't have to do it, of course. You don't have to do anything. Just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. This is a golden age of SEO. SEO isn't dead. In fact, it's never been more alive. The old way of doing SEO is dead. Without AI, SEO is dead as a doornail. The rest of the industry doesn't realize that yet. So you still have some lead time. People don't realize that yet, but it's growing. Let me show you here. Actually, I was just looking at this today. SEO, let's search for search engine optimization. Let's get here out of Canada. Let's go worldwide. Let's go 5 years. Here's a trend for SEO. Here's a trend for SEO course. That's too small. Also, let's get rid of SEO here. Let's do AI for SEO. AI and SEO. You see, AI and SEO is growing. People are still looking for SEO courses, and that trend is going up. You see, the trend is actually going up. SEO is not dead at all by any stretch of the imagination. And in some senses, this is beating it. Canada, go. Do it. In some places, it's the same. In some places, it's the same. Like United States, for example. Last time I checked. Well, it's still a bit under in the United States. But anyway, the AI and SEO is growing, and it is going to eventually overtake it. This trend line, I think, is higher than this trend line. They're going to meet about here somewhere. And that's some data that might point in that direction. At least I think everybody knows this. AI is going to replace all the manual work. It just takes people who know how to use AI to build it, which is not easy to do, I can assure you. Okay, so we have the final ROI here, and I would sort it by that to get the prices coming down. Victor says, can you also help us with what oh, sorry, this is a direct message. I don't know if you want me to read this out. So I'll just read it. He says, yeah, you can read it. Oh, okay. He says, can you also help us with what parameters we should use for choosing the keywords to rank? Any matrix on the threshold, on number of searches, keyword difficulty, etc., or should I use for selecting them? Basically, I'm trying to find low-hanging fruits for local businesses. Should I go with landscaping versus lawn care, for example? Yeah. Yes, as a matter of fact, I can. Yeah, thank you, Victor, for asking. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So this is what you do. You sort by final ROI, and you start building from the easiest to the most difficult, because it'll have the easier and what makes the most money, right? And if, Josh, I did that, they're all difficult. I say, no, they're not. Here's one. You would build this. You would build this. So I'm going to click these ones here. You would build this one. You would build tough niche. It's only 15% tougher than the rest of the internet. This one's fine. You would build this one. You would go down and build this one. Build this one. This one. This one and this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to favorite all those actually. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my favorites. You start building out a page list, and that's how you do it, because they're the easiest to rank for and they make you the most money. If you're in a different kind of situation, for example, where everything is not recommended or very tough, then what you do is you sort by keyword difficulty, and you go from the easiest and keep building trust. You build all these ones, even if it's not going to make you any money and doesn't have a lot of searches. It's got under 10 searches, so it says 0. but there is some searches, otherwise it wouldn't be in the system. And you build these ones and start moving from there. And if you're like, Josh, there's not enough to build 100 pages in a month, then I say, fine. What you do is you got to keep doing keyword difficulty reports. You got to extend to do more difficulties. But sadly, you do have to come in here and click for each page because it burns up your credits. And so we don't want to go burning up all your credits on one run. So you come in here and you start picking and choosing which ones you want to do. But after you do that, you keep building 5 pages a day, 25 pages a week, 100 pages a month. Within 2, 3, 4 months, 6 months in the toughest niches, just doing On-Page, you're starting to get pages that are ranking on page 1, and you're starting to get a number of number 1 rankings. And you're starting to get the highly coveted organic traffic. And that's going to give you, as long as the customers are happy with your content, as long as they're moving along in the search process, they're either converting, or at the very least, you answered their question and you've terminated the search. They're not looking for that anymore. Google's going to trust you, and they're going to try you with more and more key searches. That's how you build up trust with Google. You build a big, huge site focused on a single topic, not multiple topics. You build 5 pages a day, 100 pages a month, so you can get the site breadth and width to start competing with your competitors. Then Google is going to try you out for searches, and if they like what you have, which if you go with my AI written content, they should, because I have objective helpful scores and spam scores that are going to help you, and I'll talk about those in a second, that makes a very high quality article that is very interesting and is going to help the user in answering exactly what they want. They should terminate the search, and Google will keep trying you. The more trust you build with Google, the more they rank you and the more they index you. Does anybody else have this problem? Do you ever notice how sometimes it takes longer than 24 hours for Google to index your page before it shows up anywhere, ranking on page 4 or 5 or 3 or 2 or wherever it is? You ever notice it can take some time to that? That's not a good thing. That's not normal. That means Google thinks your site is sick. It's untrustworthy. It doesn't have all the relevance and quality signals. It doesn't have the quality information. So after I run another report, I run it again, and now you can see new ones pop up here. Now look at all the averages we have. And the tough is only 15% tough. That's not actually that tough. That's just one, average goes from minus 15 to plus 15. So, 15.59% or whatever this one was here. Yeah, you can rank for this. You can rank for this all day long, this tough one here. And you can go for this. When Google doesn't index your page within 24 hours, that's a sign that they don't trust you because you don't have the quality and relevant signals. Using our system by choosing the right keywords to begin with, finding the vector embeddings for the proper semantic keywords, rebuilding the actual AI models they use. Google does not use natural language processing. They don't, not for ranking, not directly. They use vector embedding. That's a different AI. It's not the same thing. It's just not. Plus, they also use vector embeddings and transformers, which are a totally different AI than a natural language processing grammatical AI. They use neural matching, but that's not the same as a natural language processing. But other tools are based on natural language processing, and they sell you bullshit that that's what Google does. Nope, they don't. Show me where on this page here, show me where on this page, where is it? I'll find it in a second. I've added too many things here. Where is it? See, vertex text embeddings. Where is the Google? Where is it? Oh, I can't find it. It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere in my bookmarks. I can't find it, but they've publicly published the AIs they use: RankBrain, BERT, SpamBrain. Nowhere on there does it say natural language processing. Absolutely nowhere on there does it say NLP. None of the AIs use that. AIs, there's far more kind of AIs than the general SEO community realizes. Okay, so that's why you start here. You could start with a high-level view to get a sense of whether you should be in this business to begin with or not, or how much you should be charging for it, or how you should be managing your customer or clients or your own expectations of how long and how fast it'll take to rank and how expensive that process might be based on this difficulty number. And then you drill down specifically in the niche and you start finding the pages, the searches you're going to rank for, and the page dedication, the page topic that it's going to be. And you start building reports. And to do that, it's quite easy. You could start that here. I would just go to, I'd favorite them, I'd send them to the client, maybe he has to approve them. Then I'll come here and I will click all of these and I will say, find the boosting keywords. Pro tip, I would, to scratch out geolocation, to remove geolocation as a signal, I like to use a neutral place that's a different language that basically has zero Google usage. And the island of Tuvalu is one of them. I also use China sometimes, but then I have to change it to google.com, Chinese and English. China, google.com, China and English. And basically no one in China is searching Google in English. I think it's blocked actually. And no one in Tuvalu searches. And that for the most part is going to scrape out all the geolocation that you want. Because when it comes to a keyword report, we don't want geolocation messing up the signals. Leave all these alone. You can track your ranking positions for free, enter in a URL. You can assign it to a project, but we have free rank tracking. Go ahead and use it. And then you say continue. And then you see there's a green light by them. And the system says, boom, okay, running all these. So now you go get a coffee and you watch a show for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. While that's running, let me go over a couple other features here. You might be like, Josh, okay, first off, what are all these signals here? How do I choose which ones to rank for? You choose the ones to rank for based on the final ROI and or the keyword difficulty. It depends on some situations. One guy said, we get paid per impression. So I'm like, okay, fine. Then just sort by keyword difficulty and do the easiest and then find the ones that have the most traffic and try to rank for those. You can also go by trend value or traffic value, actually, the monthly searches times the CPC. You could go by the year-over-year change as well. What's up this year? Flavors of Premier Protein are up by 41% this year. EBI says, do I understand you correctly? You mean building new 4 to 5 pages per day? Yes. Yes. Only big sites rank well. Small sites do not rank well. Comparatively speaking, relatively speaking. If all your competition has 5 pages, okay, well then you can have 5 or 10 pages. But the logic of capitalism and the logic of competition means that everybody's marketing budgets will increase exponentially. Everyone's site weight will increase exponentially. They'll build more pages. They'll add more content because they'll be losing rankings to you. So they will have to build more content, add more pages, or go into a different niche. So you need to keep building content. You need to have a big site if you want to have long-term efficacy. And that's what I'm trying to teach you how to do, long-term efficacy. I want you to have a career in SEO forever, like I have. EBI asks, can we search for a specific city? Of course. That would be very important to do. Searching for a specific city is really important to do when you're doing keyword discovery research. But when you're doing keyword spy reports, or you're building reports here, like I just sent them off to get automatically created, you can see them running here. Some are all already almost completely done. These you want to strip out the geolocation. These you want to be based on China or Tuvalu, because I want to strip out the geolocation signals and just be analyzing all of the on-page signals to get the proper vector embeddings and to build proper models for you. So that's here for reports, but for keyword discovery, as you can see here, yes, you can, and you definitely should tailor it to a specific geolocation because that's going to change the money, that's going to change the searches, that's going to change the amount of traffic, that's going to change the keyword ideas. So you definitely need, if you're doing local SEO for this, you definitely need to put in a location for sure. Here's a couple other points. You can disable the automatic scoring, difficulty scoring, if you want to save keyword credits, but I do not recommend you do that. Sure, it's very easy. You do it right here. So I would do landscaping. What location you want me to do? Let's actually run. I'll actually run a report for you. Toronto. Oh, you're from Toronto. That's where I was doing my PhD. I was at York for a year. And then I quit because I was like, oh, this is stupid. I loved York. I loved York University. Beautiful campus, nice people, students anyway. But I was like, oh, I can make 10 times, literally 10 times the amount of money doing marketing and SEO. Never mind. The teaching at a Canadian university is not what I thought it was going to be. But anyway. So yeah, you do that, fine, boom, boom, boom. Toronto for landscaping, get results. Also, you can do this. You can say, are you a top level expert in this niche? When you search landscaping in Toronto, does your name or your brand come up? Then you are a top level expert in this niche. If you're searching landscaping in Toronto, your name or your brand does not come up, then you're not a top level expert in this niche. Don't click it. Or also, if you're search for landscaping or landscaping related queries for Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and your site already comes up in some searches on page 1, yeah, okay, then you could say you have a powerful site. You can click this. That will change the difficulty for you. But if you're not coming up on page 1 already for this, your author name or your brand or your site, do you have a high domain authority? You have really good page rank. In link research tools or Majestic, you have a high homepage page rank. If that is the case, then you can click this. It'll make it a bit easier, for sure. But otherwise, do not click it. And realize some of these you've clicked, so it's not going to be an apples to apples comparison anymore. But it might be what you want. You might be like, yeah, for the roadside recovery, I'm using a huge site. So I want it to be easier. And then you can compare apples to apples for sure. But you do landscaping, Toronto, and say go. Boom, done. But if you're doing global SEO, you just leave it alone. And it's all locations global. There's also another question there I wanted to answer. EBI asks, would blogs be a good option? Here I'm going to say something highly controversial. The answer is no. No, blogs are not a good option at all. Google is sick to death of blogs. I could spend hours of this proving it to you from hours and hours of testing we've done in SEO University. Let me just search blog here and show you the different headings. Do you see all the blog stuff that they do here? Do you see the per doc data, blog data, per doc data, outlinks? Do you see conversation trees, comments, blog name, blog URL, blog conversation style? There are many, many blog related ranking factors, and most of them hurt you. Google is sick and tired of blogs. Google hates blogs. Hates them. Hates them because everyone makes one. And they check for spam like crazy. Copycat score, document quality score, client spamminess, microblog quality, number of mentions, outlinks. That's not a good thing if you have outlinks, it's a bad thing. Quality score, spam score. You give it that many more opportunities for it to de-rank you, user quality score. Those are just for blogs, never mind the normal per doc data, which also applies and ranks web pages. All of these, which I go over in, let me go back here. Let me go to the top, per doc data, search this again. Other than this one here, not the image per doc data, where is it? Not the Caltex, not Ocean. Here, this one, 1783. This is the big daddy here in the API leaks. This is all the ranking factors. All the ranking factors. User account spam score, spam tokens score, premium data, spam Muppet signals, the KNX annotation for fresh content, smartphone data, is the mobile design good? Trend spam score, scaled spam score. Let me show you a few other things in here while we're at it. Your Money, Your Life health score, which includes all health related sites and all sites that have a financial decision related to it, which is almost all sites. Spam brain data. They care about spam. That's why I built the spam score. I already built the spam score before this was already leaked. I knew this. I've known this for years from our testing. Doc level spam score. Here's another thing I like to show. Where is it? Image data. official, however official you are. Scaled spam score Eric, standing for Eric Schmidt, their ex-CEO, who said, and I quote, "Brands are not the problem, brands are the solution. Brands are how you clear out the cesspool of the internet. The cesspool of the internet," end quote. The cesspool of the internet is personal blogs. They want to rank expert pages from companies, not opinions from people on their little blog. That's not what they want to do. Not to insult anyone on the call, but Google probably doesn't think you're an expert. You'd already be ranking if they did. And finally, I see the question, 1 second. Finally, spam cookbook, PageRank 1. Let me finally get to it here. Where is it? Keyword stuffing score. Keyword stuffing, people say keyword stuffing and spam are not ranking factors. Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are. And we help you avoid that and all the spam scores. And I will get to that when we get over here to the article builder. EBI says, so what is the best practice to publishing new content to keep the site evergreen? Keep making pages, keep publishing content, but don't make it a blog. Don't put it at /blog. That's a no-no. Don't have tags. Don't have blog roles. Don't have category pages. Don't put it on a blog link. Don't put it at /blog or blog.whatever. Then you're just inviting equals all no. Then you're just inviting Google to import those ranking factors I just showed to you and proved to you they have. And I guarantee you, none of them are going to help you. All of them are to classify out crap they don't want to rank. How many personal blogs do you see ranking these days? Zero. Virtually zero. We see informational pages ranking. We see articles ranking that are useful. The degree to which they have default WordPress blog install qualities is the degree to which we do not see them ranking, because that's how they train SpamBrain. And one of the 20 different spam algorithms that I just showed to you is by machine learning the spam content that they scrape on a regular basis, which are all just stock installs of WordPress with all the WordPress blog shit still running. The tag category pages this, the blog rolls that. That is machine learned to be spam by them. Whether your site is spammy or not, it's not fair. The AI is biased, it's racist, it's prejudiced for blogs. Sorry, that's the way it is. Because every time they see it, they like cops profiling. Every time they see it, every time they see a standard blog install, 99% of the time it's spam. In their eyes. I'll drop the metaphor at that point. So it's biased in terms of, I won't comment on the other thing, but it's biased in terms of what Google sees. Anyway, I hope that prejudice on their part makes sense. And that's why you don't want to do that. Victor says, okay, if we have to build lots of pages, 5 per day, then should we not just call it a blog, but rather publish them as article pages? Yeah, you publish them as articles. EBI says, imagine writing, publishing 20 pages per month. I can't imagine maintaining 240 pages. You don't have to maintain them. Once they're done, you don't have to go back to them. Yes, you will lose the freshness signal, but you can keep building pages, and if it's fresher and things change, you go back to the original page and edit it, or you can make a new page and Google will auto-cluster it. I could spend time showing you here the 30 or 40 different auto-canonical, auto-clustering factors they have as well. You don't really have to worry about that. And remember, the AI is doing all this content writing for you. You have to write like 0.01% of it. And if you're like, but Josh, isn't it true that Google hates AI content? False. Completely and utterly false. That's just a bunch of SEOs who are scared of AI and don't want it taking their job. Totally false. I have, as I said, I was doing a master's degree and a PhD at York University. I did my master's at Dalhousie in Halifax, a beautiful Canadian town if you can ever visit, especially in the fall. They have a lot of maple trees, and the whole city turns these brilliant colors of orange and red. And some of the best microbrewed beers and ales and stouts I've ever had in my life. Better than Guinness. I think Halifax has some of the best pubs in North America, never mind Canada. Anyway, what I was studying, as I mentioned, it was interdisciplinary. It was slash psychology, slash neuroscience, slash philosophy. And in science, as you can imagine, there is a standard mathematical formula to prove and to verify when a statistical data correlative analysis is statistically valid. And for both the keyword discovery and for our article builder in terms of the semantic keywords, we are well past the threshold of statistical validity. So when I tell you that landscaping in Toronto is not recommended, or that it is 96% harder than the rest of the internet, you can take that to the bank, that it is 96% harder than the rest of the internet. It's twice as hard to rank for this than it is for any other keyword in any other niche. And you can see why. These people know what they're doing when it comes to SEO. Landscaping is in the title. It's in the page. It's in the URL. They've got good page ranks. They've got more backlinks. Some of their pages are entirely focused to it. Some of their sites are entirely focused to it. So that's why it's going to be very hard to beat them. Now, I'm considering changing this to not say not recommended, because that might throw some people off. It's not recommended you start with this. That's why I say it's not recommended. This is not what you should be starting with. What you should be starting with is some easier keyword here, right? Like this one, lawn and care. 480 searches in Toronto. It's up 109%. People bid 385 to rank number one for it in Google. Or lawn care near me, that would be Toronto, Ontario, or maybe even the different boroughs of Toronto. That's what you would replace in the page. Instead of near me, you wouldn't say near me. Google will penalize you for that. But instead of saying near me, when you make this page, you're going to just change it to TON, or you're going to change it to York TO, or whatever you're going to change it to, the local areas, and have different pages for lawn care and talk about the different areas and how the different kind of lawn care you would do. In this affluent area of Toronto, the lawns look like this, and here's some actual pictures, and here's some people enjoying their lawns, blah, 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 blah. You have geolocated content, obviously. This is not a course on how to do local SEO. That's in SEO University. Join SEO University if you want my course on how to do local SEO and how to crush it there. But you would be making different content. It's all just content. It's all just content at the end of the day. So I want you to know that when this says this is 34.65% tougher than the rest of the internet, you can take that to the bank. This is highly statistically correlated. I am like maybe 1 point off here, like 1% off. It might be 35 to 33. My stats here are better than political polls, far better actually, than political polls. I have over 1.5, 1.6 million records to compare to. We blow away the mathematical formula for statistical validity by far, by like a factor of almost 500 to 600 times more records than we need to be statistically valid. Our keyword difficulty report is the best in the industry, bar none. Ahrefs doesn't even come close. Doesn't even come close. It pisses me off. All Ahrefs has is backlinks. That's all they have in their difficulty. Check landscaping for Toronto and Ahrefs. They're going to tell you it's easy to rank for. It's only 20% difficult, probably would say something like that. Not the case. They're leading people astray and hurting people. That pisses me off, as I mentioned. Not the case. Not the case. Okay, so that's why you have to start here. That's how you start here. You find the good pages to rank for. Victor says, it looks to me that we need to interpret as tough keyword to rank rather than tough niche. Yeah, sure. Tough keyword. Thank you, actually, Victor. That's a probably good idea. I could change the verbiage here to tough keyword. Yeah, actually, thank you. I'm going to make a note of that. 1 second. Change to tough keyword. If that makes more sense to you, sure. We used to call them niches. In a more black hat world, we call them niches or niches, depending on how bougie you want to be. I used to have the show Niches Get Riches, and I used to talk about how to make money off them. Victor says, yeah, it sounds like we should not be getting into landscaping at all. Well, I don't know. I don't want to dissuade you. Here, generally speaking, landscaping is a tough niche with some money behind it. My AI took this one idea and exploded it to 7,500 related ideas for Toronto. But let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see. Let's go here. Let's go for the easiest and see. Yeah, there's a lot of easy and average. You can make 36 bucks, 47 bucks. There's some money behind some of these. They're paying $9 a click. Look, you got average all the way up to here. And then it just starts getting slightly tough at this point, 16%, 16. That's almost average, quite frankly. Remember, average is from minus 15% to plus 15%. And then it starts getting a slightly tougher keyword. You could build this up. Landscaping near me is only 30% tougher than the rest of the internet. Victor says, got it. It's much clearer now. And what you do is you go here and you click on this and you start adding more difficulties. And you're going to find more and more gems in here. More and more gems. And the system reuses searches. So by the way, if you search this in yours, you're going to have all the difficulties I ran for it as well. To be efficient, I have preceded the database with this information for you because I ran it. And that's another pro tip. If you run a keyword difficulty report and it gets you the difficulty like that, that means somebody already ran it and it's already in the database. And we delete it after a month. So it's at least a month fresh. Things don't change that fast on Google. A month freshness is fine. But that tells you, other people have already tread over this path. Maybe it's good hunting. Or you might be like, maybe too many people have traversed over this path. Maybe the deer all are hunted out in this forest. Maybe I'll go to a different forest. If you'll forgive my metaphors. But that's why I love this tool. You could be like, okay, well, what else here? What else here should I be trying to do? Should I be trying to do lawn mowing in Toronto? Okay, let's get more ideas for this. Should I be trying to do lawn and care? Let's get more ideas for this. Unilock pavers, maybe I should be into that. Let's get more ideas for this. Lawn care services, yeah, let's get more ideas for this. Let's run all of these. Just keep running it. And they'll all run for the same location that you specified. And if you keep searching, you're gonna find the gem keywords where you want to be. Or it might save you heartache and months and months of trying and hundreds of thousands of dollars of effort and realize that it was too tough a niche. We shouldn't have been in trying to rank for the Boston Celtics to begin with. We shouldn't have been trying to rank for, nope, we shouldn't be trying to go for Unilock pavers, maybe. Whatever it is. Oh, we shouldn't have been trying to rank for free SEO training. Maybe we should have been trying to do payday loans is easier. Gambling is easier in some cases because that has a high turnover rate. Health supplements is easier in some cases. Best products could be easier in some cases. This will help you very quickly make business level decisions that will save your business and make you so much more money and save you so much heartache and stress. And if you want to drill down, you just click in and drill down and start clicking stuff and seeing how it works. All right, guys. Does anyone have any final questions about that? As I said, find the easiest niches, find the easiest keywords that make you the most money, build fast, build hard, build 5 pages a day, 100 pages a month, sign up for the 144, build 100 pages a month. After 2 or 3 months, you should see progress. You should see a site that is making money. It's making some money. It's getting the rankings, getting the trust in Google. Now you can rent it out. You can sell it. You can start monetizing it. You can start monetizing it right away if you already have your, call me for lawn care, already set up. You will already be picking up customers by that time. All right, does anybody have any questions about that? Any questions? Or if you're pumped, give me a pumped. If you're pumped to make your pages and succeed in Google, give me a pumped and I'll move on to the last portion I'll cover today, which is going to be the articles. All right. EBI says, can you share the best practices about site architecture using articles instead of blogs? Sheldon gives me a fist pump. Awesome. Sure, I can do that. Here is a top level overview. So here is a top level overview of how we like to build out site structure based on this information that I showed you. EBI says, and how blogs are hurting more than helping? Well, it's just, you just have to take my word for it. Or, I mean, you can join SEO University and I'll show you all the experiments and you'll see the data. I'd be like, yep, when you added this blog crap, rankings tanked. So I guess you're right, Josh. And the various blog crap, some hurts more than others. Some of it is benign and fine. Some of it hurts more than others. A couple of things actually help that are typically in a quote unquote blog, but they don't have to be. Join SEO University for that. For more information on that, email me and I could definitely give you a discount if you're an SEO Co-pilot paying customer. But here's how we do the top level overview really, really quickly. This is how we build out our structure. I like to build as many sites as possible first off. So for example, let's say you're like, okay, Josh, I want to rank landscaping. Okay. Well, landscaping, I don't know, maybe it's a terrible example, but landscaping can break down into a number of different niches. What I would do is I would check here the not recommend, I would check here the difficulty. Victor asks, will running PPC ads for keywords when we wait for ranking hurt the organic ranking process? It will, if and only if you're not converting. You need to convert. If your users are converting, you'll have a good user signal, and yes, it'll boost your rankings. And then you can tailor down the PPC, and you can crank up the organic sales, and you can turn off the PPC. You could also run Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Instagram might be the place for you, and Facebook. Maybe Pinterest as well. Those ads can be way cheaper than Google as well, just to have some ideas. And make sure you're doing a retargeting campaign. Make sure you're collecting their email, because email still, by far, let me give you some guys, let me give you some internet marketing gold. By far, still statistically, the highest conversion rates out of all digital marketing is email. Direct to customer email still converts far higher than everything else, pound for pound, at like 15%, 10 to 15%. So you want to collect their email addresses. You want to have retargeting. Retargeting is the second. Retargeting is when they're on someone else's website and they see the ad for you and saying, hey, come back. We'll give you 20% off your next landscaping. Hey, come back. Free quotes, free estimates. And we'll sign you up for our yearly giveaway or whatever. I don't know. Check. I'm not a lawyer. Can't give legal advice. Check the legality in your area if you're allowed to do that. But, have them come back to the site. That's where people make a lot more sales. And then you do upselling or bundle selling, where if you buy this lawn care, we'll also throw in our pest control. Have you been sprayed for ants? Did you know ants can destroy your house? If you get lawn care from us, we'll also partner with so-and-so pest control, and they will come and do a spray after we do the landscaping, kind of a deal. That's how you make the money. You bundle it, you upsell it, you retarget, and you collect their email addresses. You start from the cheapest traffic sources, which PPC is typically very expensive. Google cost per click is usually very high. Look at that. Look how high it is. That means there's money behind there. That's good. And look at this. It's 180% up this year. Look at that. People want lawn care for this 6 months because we're in the summer, so that makes sense, right? They want to do landscaping now. What are you doing? Go away. Oh, that was somebody. Okay, so that was a Discord, by the way. We have a Discord. If you want to join our Discord, by all means, join our Discord. There's more tips and tricks that we share there for how to do on-page with the SEO Co-pilot. We don't really cover any general SEO information, but I'll definitely steer you in a direction that's not going to hurt you for sure. If there's something that you'll be shooting yourself in the foot, I'll definitely warn you against that. But otherwise, if you really want a career in SEO, you really want to crush it with SEO, again, join SEO University. I have huge discounts. I could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, I was answering a question. What was it? Yes, it was the best practices about site architecture using articles. So here's what you need to do. You need to decide, am I making a page dedicated to landscaping, or am I going to make a site dedicated to landscaping? Check here This is not a terrible example because it's not recommended. It's 96% harder than the rest of the internet. That's not the highest I've seen. I've seen 200% harder, 200 and change harder percent. I've seen that. So this is still in the top 10% of difficulty, but that's a big, huge range, by the way. It doesn't mean you can't go for it. But what this does mean here, you need to check the competition. And you're like, am I going to make a page dedicated to the XYZ? Or am I going to make a site dedicated to XYZ? Sites dedicated to the topic rank better generally because you're building more signals. You have more pages, you're building more signals. It's a better silo, if you will. It's a better topical cluster, if you will, which I'll talk about in a second, that architecture specifically. If you dedicate your site to the thing you want to rank for, it's going to rank better. And you need to check to see if your competition is doing it. And here, because your competition, these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys, and these guys are all have sites dedicated to that topic. Their whole site is dedicated to it. That means you probably, if you want to rank for this, you probably need to have a site dedicated to it as well. Not only that, but I recommend a many site strategy as opposed to a single site strategy, which is what so many other courses and SEOs do wrongly, steering people in the wrong direction, because it diversifies risk. You want maximum site power as the competition is growing. You want a site dedicated to landscaping, or maybe even in some other sub-niche in landscaping if that's too difficult, in lawn and care, or in turf removal, or in whatever it is. In a specific area of landscaping, you have one site dedicated to it. If you are doing, now local changes this. If you are doing, because if you're going to have one GMB, it's one GMB per service. And the service category for GMBs are very broad. So GMBs are the only thing that changes this. For GMBs, if you're doing, I do landscaping plus turf stuff plus this, but it all falls under the umbrella of landscaping very firmly, Josh. Okay, fuck. Now you don't have a choice. You have to dedicate your site to landscaping, and you can't have 3 different sites, one for lawn care, one for landscaping, one for, whatever it is, gutter cleaning. You have to have that all. Maybe that's a terrible example. Maybe those don't fit at all, but work with me here. I'm running out of metaphors. If it is one service for one area of a location, you need to have one site. Your index page needs to be dedicated to that location. If you have multiple locations, then you have to have service pages, not the index page, service pages, which are connected to your GMBs for those different service areas. Either way, the site architecture in terms of the internal links are going to be the same. I'm going to show you those in a second. But if you're doing local, you really kind of have to collect your site, sadly. Because just because the GMBs, your site is an extension of the GMB and vice versa, they need to corroborate each other, the name, address, and phone number, and the services listed and the service areas need to cohere together, or it's another piece of information that Google can use to fuck you. Google only, if you'll forgive my French, fucks you, right? 90% of their algorithms are to demote you, to weed you out, to get rid of you, because there's so much spam online. There's so many pages that aren't great. The vast majority of their algorithms, 90% at least, I'd say probably 99% actually, is to weed you out. You don't want to add stuff for them to weed you out. You want to give them just the right amount of just the right signals so they boost you and go, yep, doing good. I don't see, they're not wearing their cap on sideways, they're not dancing to rap music, so I'm not going to pull up my police car and start hassling them. That, sorry for the charged metaphor, maybe that was terrible, but you get the idea. You don't want to give them extra reasons to demote you, right? You want to look squeaky clean. And another reason you want to do this, you want to have, so that's why I say the many site strategy. You want to have many sites. If you're doing global ranking, you want many sites, if you can get away with it. If you're like, we have a cluster of sites, we're the same company, we have different sites on this, or even if you can appear to be different companies if you want to go to that degree. It makes a little more work for the SEO, but it's not necessarily a bad idea. Why? Because when they hit business A, you still have business B, C, and D that are ranking fine, making money. Everybody bets the farm on a single farm. and then their site gets hit, that farm crop gets hit, and then they go under because they didn't diversify. They didn't diversify having 3 different farms with 3 different names, to use a metaphor, or one farm with 3 different fields of 3 different crops. And the corn got hit, but we still have the sunflower seeds, and we still have the hay in the other field. Great. Well, our business doesn't die. We still have those 2 things to go off of. And it's easier to fix. It's smaller. It's more isolated. So one, in terms of architecture, I tend to profess the leaning on the many site strategy if you can afford to do so. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Does it make sense why I'm suggesting this? Give me a yep or a GG in the chat if that makes sense, and I'll move on. EBI says GG, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for interacting. Thanks for watching. That helps me be a better teacher. I appreciate it very much. Now, if I was teaching this course in public, which I've taught ever since I was a teenager, 19 years old, when I started teaching. Usually I can just look at your face and I could see, usually I can look at your face and see how you're accepting the content. In this situation, I can't see your face. EBI says, you're awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Teaching is my passion. I love doing it. I was always going to do it for a job. I just thought I'd be teaching philosophy at a Canadian university. But that job sucks and makes like 15,000 a year Canadian. I can't live off 15,000 a year Canadian, trust me. So I came back to marketing. All right, so that's where I would, at the top level, the pre-site level, I would plan many sites if you can get away with it. If you can diversify your risk, I would suggest you do so. Here's the plan. You check the niche to see how much money there is. You find the maximum ROI. You plan the sites out. You build the sites out. You make money, you check the results, you monetize, sell, and repeat. So here's the original main idea you started with. Put in a reciprocal subroutine where you're always finding new ideas, and you have focus site 1, focus site 2, focus site 3. That's the general idea. And you're building with AI, so the building is painless, it's pain-free. Both the iteration of finding new ideas is painless and pain-free. You get on something like exploding topics, which my students have access to this. Here's exploding topics. You find the trends database, you look into business, and you see, oh, look at all the niches making money. Look at all of them. Breeze It, Cast Magic, Charlie Soap, Cloud Zero, CNAP, Quartzsite, Dataships. Look at all the different niches making money. You want to make money? Here you go. Remember when they're always saying the economy is good, but no one knows that it is because greedflation is also high and they're gouging us for gas, they're gouging us for groceries. Same in Canada as in the States, they're gouging us for all the pocketbook expenses, but the economy of North America is singing along and doing very, very well because they're making money hand over fist with these things. Look at it. You can make money too. Get into the information stream. Get into the stream that's making money. Here's beauty. You know what makes money? The beauty niche, that makes money, right? Health supplements, weight loss creams, all this crap makes money hand over fist. You start here if you don't know what ideas to need. If you already know what ideas you want, then you plan the sites out, you go here, you start putting ideas here into keyword discovery. Don't be shy, type in anything here. Just say, I don't know what I want to do. I guess I want to do shopping. I don't know. What ideas do you have for shopping? And my AI called CP, or short for Co-pilot, CP goes, no problem. Okay, I'm going to generate more ideas here for you. No problemo. I'm fetching more ideas now. I did an initial sort. Now I'm going to iterate and do more. Faster than a human could do, with way more creativity than a human could do. Day in, day out. And it does hours of work of this research. It does it here in under a minute. In about 5 hours of work in about 50 seconds, 50 seconds. And it'll come back with more ideas here for you. So that's the idea. Then you have sites you can sell. You have sites you can rent. That's why, again, I suggest the many sites idea. But whatever you do, whether you're iterating on many sites, I would always be iterating here. When you're building the sites out, which is probably more of less of the top front end, you're probably thinking more of the site architecture, what you do. It's the same kind of idea, all right? This is how we build the many sites with AI. Again, same workflow process, same business strategy, same workflow process, but you have focus sites, and each focus site has an overarching EMQ idea. It is one topical cluster. It's not multiple topical clusters. That's where we get a mistake. When we have a deeper root system here, when this goes off to this, like this page, and this goes off to these pages, and this does this like a big root structure, this is the mistake. Do not do this. This is another way for Google to de-rank you. Don't do that. EBI says, with different domain names? Yeah, different domain names. Yeah, lawn care toronto.ca. Well, actually, that's an EMD. You probably don't want it. Toronto's best lawn care, or lawn care for Toronto, maybe. Paving stones in the to.ca. Whatever. Some PMQ domain name, not EMD. PMQ domain name. And each site has the index page that's on the top idea. EBI says, sorry, I missed the last point where it is a big mistake structure-wise. Yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, 1 second. And so it's one topical cluster, one giant topical cluster. And if you're not sure what that is, this is the index page, which is an overarching EMQ idea. Landscaping, and then you got this you have ranking page 1, ranking page 2, ranking page 3. They all are linked. Oh, I don't have it. They're all linked in the top navigation. They're all linked in the top nav. Let me share just that portion with you. I don't want to share any secret SEO University concept information. But let me show you, I can show you this page. Show you this. This is from SEO University. This is how you do it. This is your page. You have a top nav tiered with CSS dropdowns. And as far as Google's concerned, you have all the links at the top, maybe in the footer, and not including the About Us, contact, mission statement, company directory. And you have one topical structure, the index page that is on just this overarching idea information, and more ranking pages. They all have the same top nav. That's how you do it. That's what I recommend. And if you're like, Josh, I don't know how to do that, then go on to Upwork and hire a designer who knows CSS. It'll take them 5 hours. It'll cost you $50. It's not hard to do. It's just a matter of having CSS with tiered mouse overs, with a menu that has a scroll bar, and you have all the pages in there. And make sure you have all your main ideas in that top nav. Is the last piece of advice I would give. EBI says, and pointing to different domains? No, this is all in one site. This is one site. This is one site here. This is the index page. These are all the ranking pages. Does that make sense, EBI? He says, I see. Victor says, yeah, me too. I don't understand the mistake. The mistake is doing anything other than this. I can't really tell you why, because that's privileged SEO University knowledge, which I promise my students when I'm doing these free courses. I do not give away information that they've paid money for. Let's just say doing it any way other than this is a giant mistake, and let's just say I have the science to prove it. So having a structure under here, mistake. Having a silo under here, mistake. Having a long page with a table of contents that links down here and links back up to here, mistake. Mistake, mistake, mistake. These are signals that Google will watch for sure. It doesn't mean it boosts you. Like I said, 99% of Google signals are looking to filter you out. You saw just a snippet of it when I showed you how many different how many ridiculous different ways they have to track spam. I showed you like 10, and that's just a tip of the iceberg. Because as you can imagine, most people making pages online fuck it up. Most people making pages online make crappy drivel. And 99.9999999% of the time, that's what Google has to filter out. They do hundreds of trillions of pages a year, and they only rank like a couple million of them. They filter out 99.99999, something like that, percent of pages. Therefore, the high 90 percentile of algorithms they have are to filter stuff out. And this shit that the SEO industry keeps fucking telling people to do, where they have no idea how bad this is for them because they've never actually tested it. EBI says, so submenus are a no-no? No, submenus are fine. Submenus are fine. Let me show you again here. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. One second. Let me get back to that page. So where is my zoom? Submenus are fine. This is the index page. This is a CSS dropdown from a top nav with a sub dropdown. And you could have another sub dropdown. This here, this thing up here, is what the index page looks like. That's fine. But in terms of the navigation structure, this top nav goes on every single page. I really can't get into the science as to why you do this. Again, that is for paying customers. That is for SEO University customers. And I don't want to start, obviously I have a business risk in my business where I start giving information away for free and no one needs to sign up for the education courses anymore, and then I bankrupt myself. So I apologize, guys. I'm giving as much away for free as I can. Does that make sense? He says, thank you. No problem. Like I said, I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm going to steer you straight. If you really want to sing and boost your SEO career, by all means, email me. Okie dokie. So that is how you build the site structure. So then after you find the ranking opportunities, I'm going to go through the next couple parts very, very quickly, and then I will get to the big four scores. Here in reports, these ones should be done by now. Long done, actually. They're all done. Let's check a report here. Let's check upgraded protein choices or high quality protein solutions. Here's just a touch, just a bit of the AI models we build for you. They're not even all listed here. Here's RankBrain, which is one of their major ranking algorithms that scores the entities here, including the stop words, which are important because they make phrases. From the top of page 1 to the bottom of page 1. Damn. Bottom of page 100, actually, to what matters the least, to what matters the most. But that's not the only model they build on, so we need to have more models. Here's their BERT, the bidirectional encoding representation from transformer. Admittedly, it's probably not BERT, the actual BERT transformer doing this anymore, or it might be. They're probably using Vertex, which is their latest, POM 2. Probably this is the latest language model, LM POM for language model. That's what it is. It's a transformer. It's an encoder decoder, a different kind of AI than RankBrain, and a different kind of AI than a natural language processing AI. Two different kinds of AIs with two different kinds of entities, three different kinds of AIs actually with three different kinds of entities, that the rest of the SEO world just goes, I ignore it because I'm a fucking amateur. I'm going to sell bullshit to people. Sorry, as you can tell, it makes me angry. I apologize. And we pick up the primary and secondary query intent. This is the query interpretation, which is really good to do. You can also see what your competitors are doing. And this doesn't always match this, for example. This is what you actually want to do, whatever your competitors do notwithstanding. It'll give you the actual topic you want to write on. The competitor HTML widgets, this is where we go through thousands and thousands of lines of code and find the actual document object model vector embeddings, the DOM, the document object model vector embeddings of the actual styles and CSS and object models being used. I love the Aristotle quote. Quality is not an act, it's a habit. Yes, indeed, it is. You are right, Aristotle. As you were in most things, of course. Or all things, actually, except for science and biology. Yeah, so including, you notice it has classes in it? These are the actual things your competitors are using. This is the actual query intent and query interpretation. If you do not have these things, you're not going to rank as well. So this is very important to have these kinds of things. And as you can imagine, for high quality protein solutions, yeah, they're going to look for some products. And yeah, they're going to want customer reviews. And yes, they want testimonials. And yes, they want stars. But what if you wanted to make an informational page for this? Well, you're not going to rank as well, and my AI is going to save you from that. And finally, you can look at the results here, where they all get scored up and into a final score, and that's the final scores that my AI is going to use. You can click here to go to the article builder, or in reports here, you can click on it to go to the article builder. Or you can click here to make AI articles. So let's run a bunch of AI articles. Let's run this one. And you notice automatically here, you can do it either from here, or you can do it from the article builder. Now we're getting to the fourth part, the generate article, and I'm going to go through this in 20 minutes so we can end at noon my time. So people are like, Josh, how many entities do I need to use? And how many times should I say it? And how many times per word should I say it? And where do I put it? The answer is you don't put it anywhere. You don't put it anywhere. You don't use numbers like that. What do? Is you click generate article and you have the AI do it. I mean, you can write it if you want. And we have a brief here for writers that you can make notes and show them the descriptions of the competitors, the URL of the competitors. You can also generate the URL, title, description, H1, and body content here as well. Boom, boom, boom. We need angle and perks and a sales cycle for the meta description. The H1, the body content. But generally speaking, humans don't do this anymore. Humans don't write this. An AI does this for us. We've moved past the point in human history where we write things. AI does that for us. Why? It's like pricking your finger and bleeding on a piece of parchment to write a note. We don't do that. We had a pen, and now we made a printing press, and now we don't have a printing press anymore. Now we have AI that writes it for us. And yeah, you could tailor it. You could edit it. You should definitely proofread it. That's for sure. Because it's about 90% of the way there. My AI, the rest of AIs are about 60% of the way there. My AI is about 90 to 95% of the way there, because I have a much more sophisticated, intelligent AI. And I've spent hundreds of hours building it and hundreds of thousands of dollars building it. So trust me, it is much more sophisticated. If I could have gotten away with just using ChatGPT, I'd be doing that, and my hair would be a lot less gray. I assure you. But all you do here is click Generate Article. And you notice the query interpretation, the AI analyzed query interpretation is already made in the topic, or you can override it and say, I want this to be about whatever, blah, 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 blah. You notice it's already putting here the primary and secondary query intent. It's already giving you freshness for the year. And you wouldn't even notice you need to put the year in if it didn't say that, if you didn't notice that this highly vectors to good rankings. Also, it's going to use the competitor page type I showed you in the HTML widgets. Or you can override it and say, I want to do this kind of page, I want to do that kind of page. Another thing you can do is you can use a custom knowledge base. You can click this, you can import a file. How does the custom knowledge base work? Well, let me show you an example here. The custom knowledge base is got all the personal information that the AI has no way of knowing about you. Like what your name is, what the author bio is you should use. You give it instructions. You say, use this author bio. Here's the name. Here's the bio. Use it. Here's the Twitter handle. And here's the writing instructions. I was doing this for an example, CBD oil for cats. CBD oil for cats. And I made a fictitious product called Ultra Pet TM, oil for cats. And I said, make sure you write this CBD oil for cats page using our particular product. You would have had to have copied and pasted this in before. Now you can have the just like giving writing instructions to a human writer, you give the instructions to through the custom knowledge base. It doesn't have to be called custom knowledge base, but it has to have a .text extension. It has to be a text file. And you say, oh yeah, write it like this. Here's the objective. Here's the key points to cover. Here's the primary health benefits. Here's our reviews. Here's our testimonials. Here's the tone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you upload all that information. And the AI is intelligent. It will take this information and it will meld it with this information and it will meld it with this information. And whatever is stronger and recommended more will come out. So here's how you kill it with this tool. This is how you crush it. Go with the suggestions and then give it a customer knowledge base that will do nothing but enhance the suggestions. Give it a custom knowledge base that if your page type looks like this, you're giving it an actual image gallery. You're giving it actual products. You're giving it the actual price with the actual name and all that kind of information. Because that's what it's going to look for. That's what it's going to look to stuff in here. That's what it's like, I need content to put in here. So give it the content to put in there and it will. Which was the other one I was looking at? I was looking at protein whey powder. What was it? High quality protein solutions? I can't remember. Which was the one that had a star review? Yeah, this one has a star review. Give it the reviews with the proper number of stars in your custom knowledge base, and it'll fill it in. And pretty soon we're going to have this per projects. So you have one client that has one customer knowledge base for this project, or one campaign for this project, one campaign for this project. So you don't have to upload it per article you're building. So you click generate article. It's got the actual query interpretation, the slant you need to write. You can do the URL, title, and meta description at the same time and say go. And what it does now is, this is the high quality HQA version 2.0 beta of the CP version. CP, again, is the name of the chatbot and the AI that we're building for you. I'm building a AI intelligence from the ground up, and it will be an SEO consultant in a box. Let me show you here on staging where it's going to go just while we're waiting for this. So here, they turned it off, damn. They've turned it off. Never mind. Actually, I need an article. I need a report. I need an article. Philosophy courses. Yeah, this is not built. This one. Yeah, here it is. Oh, they turned it off. Sorry, I had them turn it off because it wasn't ready yet. It's down here on the right-hand side. And you'll be able to chat with it, and it can change anything in this article, and it can also tell you how to get these scores better. It'll tell you what all this stuff does. Eventually, it'll have access to everything in the system. And it basically will be an SEO consultant. All the questions you asked me here on the call, it can answer faster, better, easier, free, part of the cost of the tool. That is the dream of AI. We're going to have both the dream of AI in the system, where it's an SEO consultant in a box. You don't need to. It's going to start offloading a very large percentage of the on-page work, pretty much all the on-page work, and a very large percentage of all the SEO work being an SEO consultant in a box. And help you do it all right and help you diagnose what's going on. You could paste in your competitors here and say, I pasted in a competitor. Is their content better than mine? What should I do? Or what are they doing good? It'll tell you, it'll guide you. It's there for you 24/7 to answer questions. That's the vision of what AI is supposed to be doing. It's not a UI or user interface. It's not a UX user experience. It's a UACE, or a user artificial intelligence system, or UI in terms of a user artificial intelligence interface. It'll be a second way to use the program aside from clicking buttons and stuff like that. And it'll live right down here on the right on every page you're on, and it'll help you do stuff. And also, again, just while we're waiting for this, we are aiming for the holy grail. So not only are we aiming for the holy grail of artificial intelligence, which I am 1,000,000% behind, and I've been doing AI. I was in the private cheap GPT demo. Before OpenAI was a public company, when they were just a think tank, I was still in the private demo. I've put hundreds of megabytes of prompts into thousands and thousands of prompts into GPT. I know how it works intimately, plus the other AIs that we rebuild for you. It's not all just GPT. There's other AIs working behind the hood here in a very complex chain of thought ideation that's very sophisticated and elegant, which will help build these articles and understand the articles and write the articles and analyze all the content. Now, let us go here to, okay, so we got hair products growth, hair products for hair growth. So, boom, here it wrote an article. And this is a great example. It wrote this article. It's pretty good. It's got a table. It's got best practices, key tips, quick checklist. Not too bad. And what the high quality HQA 2.0 beta article does is it's trying to get these scores right from the beginning. It starts with the spam score and the heat score. Why do I start with the spam? And it writes a short article on purpose. Why does it do that? Well, I'll answer the last one first. It writes a short article on purpose because it's just a myth in the SEO world that long articles are better. They're not. Most people are way too busy and way too lazy to read an article. They just do not convert well. And the time in which a longer article ranked better has long, long passed. Shorter articles rank better, they convert better, they're better for the user, they're higher quality. All that matters is that this score doesn't matter. Otherwise, I'd make it green and you have to worry about it. All that matters are these 4 scores. I have tens of thousands of records. I'm well beyond the statistical threshold for data validity in correlative analysis, the mathematical formula that I mentioned earlier, to prove that these are the 4 scores that you need to rank well in Google, to have the most juice out of this, to be able to rank #1 in 12 days, as people have. I've publicly released that information. Go on my YouTube and go back to how they ranked #1, the last one I did in April, I believe it was. I think that's when we had that particular result. If you pick the right niche and you have the right content, you can rank in as fast as 12 days. #1, from nowhere to #1 in as fast as 12 days. You can get faster. Greg, my co-founder, has done pages, gone from nowhere to spot #4 in 24 hours. This system has statistically everything you need to do. But for this version, we start with the spam score and the heat score. Now, first off, let me explain what these are. The spam score is what you can imagine. It's the spam score. It's how spammy the content is. You know very well, because I just showed you how much Google is worried about spam and how many AIs they have to track it. And so we give you a rating. First off, we get the average of your competitors, and then we give you some instructions. This will also instruct CP as well how to write the article. It says the content provided discusses strategies for enhancing hair health and mentions various factors for influencing hair growth. However, it lacks depth and specificity, particularly in the section about key ingredients, which I agree, which is abruptly cut off. Hey, you'll notice when a mistake has been made. Again, that's part of the complex chain of thought ideation. The content does not appear to obtain any blatant keyword stuffing or arbitrary insertions of the potentially spammy, if obviously arbitrarily inserted keywords. The phrases related to hair growth and health are mentioned in a natural context, suggesting the content is focused on providing valuable information rather than merely trying to rank for specific keywords. That's good. A quality rater would likely pass this page for ranking, as it aligns with the likely query intent of users seeking information on improving hair health. Only 10%. It's not perfect, as it said. There's some editing issues that needs to be taken care of. If CP was here, you could say, hey, here's the problems from the spam score, fix it. It'll say, okay, and it'll fix it. CP is not quite ready yet. You'd have to sadly do that somewhat manually, but I'll show you in a second. It's very, very easy. And last but not least is the heat score. Heat stands for, you recognize the heat score from Google. The H stands for helpful. So the heat score is our own proprietary patent seeking. We're seeking patents for all these scores, by the way, and all these methodologies, because they're proprietary. Nobody else out there, except for Google, does it the way we do it, and we do it in a different way than they do it. Hopefully, I don't want to have to deal with Google's patent lawyers. But the heat score stands for helpful, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. And again, based on all the quality signals I just showed you, you know for a fact Google has a host a whole suite of applications and AIs and algorithms looking to determine how helpful your content is, how experienced it is, whether you're demonstrating expertise, whether you're showing the authority in the field, of having knowledge of that field, and therefore whether or not they should trust you, the T, they should trust you with ranking you on page 1. Google does not want to rank some dilettante, if you forgive the French word. Google does not want to rank some amateur with some opinion on an important on a topic. They only want to rank confirmed experts or authorities on a topic that they therefore trust. And everybody in the SEO industry thinks that has something to do with backlinks. It does not. It has nothing to do with backlinks. It has everything to do with the content. It has everything to do with answering these exact questions, which are direct from Google. These questions are direct from Google. This is how they've trained their AI. So it's how I trained your AI model I build for you. And it does a score and it says, hey, is the content insightful? Is it beyond the obvious? Is it comprehensive? Is it original? Is it copying? Is it descriptive? Does it avoid exaggerating? Is it the kind of thing you'd want to bookmark or recommend? It gives you a score of out of 10. Some of them are bad out of 10, some of them are good out of 10. And when it's all above 6, then you get a green score, and that highly correlates with rankings. The 2 scores it doesn't do right now, but it's the next thing we're going to add. But it's much more complicated to do it than you might appreciate. So that's why I have to do this in steps. I have to make sure it's not spammy and helpful to begin with, and then I can start SEO keyword stuffing in it, little bit by bit, and then I can start rewording the words so it's not obviously written by an AI. And I will fully admit, these 2 scores on the right are the ones that correlate with rankings the strongest. This highly correlates with rankings. It's maybe, I've checked, it's 2 to 3% off. It's plus or minus 2 to 3% is this score, but otherwise it highly correlates with rankings. If you have a 39 semantic score, I guarantee to you this will not rank very well at all, unless you have a very, very powerful site that can make up for a terrible on-page. But it'll never hit number 1 with this score. I can guarantee it to you. The one that correlates second with rankings is the average predictability length. What is that? Well, first off, the semantic score is the number of semantic keywords being used. These entities that we scored before. And you want to be saying these words. You want to make sure you have all these ones here mentioned that are in red. You definitely want to be saying them for sure. Maybe not the, as long as you have this phrase somewhere or the gist of this somewhere, that's fine. And how many times using the EMQ, you need to be careful. Check here the EMQ usage of your competitors. That'll tell you how many times you're allowed to use it, both in the body and in your headers. And this will tell you the missing entities, the spread keywords, to make sure that you have a in-depth article that's showing the expertise because you talk about the different entities, the different ideas that Google knows are important. They're for you here and they're for you here. As long as they don't show up here, then you're probably fine. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes it's like, do I have to mention rosemary? Yep. Do I have to mention grow oil thickening? Yep. They want to know that you're going to help users thicken their hair. That's what users care about. That's why it's scored so high. That's why it's so important. If you want to see what AIs, if you really want to get technical into the weeds, and you want to see which one of Google's on-page AIs thinks this is such an important entity, you can go here and you can click the results and you can find it. You can be like thickening, okay, it got 2 from Bert, it got 4 from RankBrain, but term weighting Bert thinks it's very important. Okay, so it's 13 in total. If you ever agree or disagree, you can upvote or downvote them too. Although this will plus or minus 20 points on this, I think, 10 or 20 points. But I don't recommend you play with this unless you're absolutely sure. Okay, so the final thing I'll cover and the final question that people mostly ask is, okay, Josh, fine. How do I get these scores in the green? Okay, well, first off, the HQA beta is going to try and get these numbers in the green. I've seen it once out of hundreds of articles fail on the heat score. It tries the heat score like 10, 15 times. It will redo it and redo it and redo it and rewrite the article until it's good enough, it's helpful enough, it's experienced enough, it shows the authority, it shows a breadth of topics that are going to help users. Then it stops. Then it does this 5 times. After 5 times, it'll quit. And it's trying to write the article. It takes this structure, it's like sees what's wrong, it rewrites it, tries again, tests it. If you get this that's not in the green, you need to read this. You need to read this information and see what it's pissed off about. Now, I'll give you some pro tips. I made this score very, very strict. This is like a grammar school teacher who has a ruler and is going to whack your knuckles, and she's very, very strict. But that's a good thing. You don't want it to be laissez-faire and like, yeah, man, anything goes, whatever. Shit article, good article, who cares? You don't want that as a spam reporter. You want a good police here. So read what it says and improve it. For example, if you want to improve it, you would add depth and specificity and check the key ingredients, which is apparently abruptly cut off. Let's check the key ingredients. Yeah, it's just a table. There's not a lot more information here. It might want more information. So that's no problem. I can give it more information in a second. So if that's what it says, add more content, great. Because that's exactly what we need to do to get these 2 in the green. Most people are having trouble getting these in the green. And let me tell you guys, it is dead easy. It's dead easy to get these in the green. I have quite a comprehensive checklist of how to get these in the green, but the short version is this. Start here, highlight a paragraph, upscore it. Replace. Highlight a paragraph, upscore it. Replace. Boom. It made that much bigger. If you're like, why does it have that weird stuff in here? I could have gotten CP to fix it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, please edit this for grammar. It'll rewrite it. It'll take out those stars. Boom. Let me take it. Control C. Control V. Get rid of the in conclusion bullshit. There we go. Now, you will see this number shoot up. You will also see this number shoot up. Now, that's a problem because the average predictability length actually went down a bit. The average predictability length is the amount of words you can have on average in a row per sentence that is the exact top word that an AI writing the content would choose. It's actually not words, it's tokens, which is word pieces. But work with me here. A three or 4 letter word is a single token, but like a 6-letter word is 2 tokens. But I'll just use words to be easy. This is the number of words. 4.13 is what you're allowed on average before the statistical data starts to show a drop from spot number 1 rankings. And it is accurate maybe to 0.5 of this number. So that's the threshold, 0.5 here, and maybe up or down 3 here. Up or down 0.5 here, up or down 3 here. But otherwise, within that range, you can take these numbers to the bank. And if this is like 6 in English, like if it's in Greek or something, the other languages throw it off. But if this is in English, and this says 6, you are never going to rank number 1. And your site must be so powerful if you ranked number 1 with this. You could do anything. You could do anything with your site and rank if it's that powerful that this could be 6 and you still rank. So if you're not working on that kind of a site, which I presume none of you are because you wouldn't need to be here, because whatever you did, you could fart on your website, it would rank. You could trip and fall on the keyboard. You could trip and fall on the keyboard and publish that page by accident, and it would still rank because your site's so powerful and trusted. You wouldn't need to be here. So I know for a fact that's none of you guys. I'm sure you're really good on what you do. I'm sure your websites are great, but you're probably not in that situation. You probably need to follow the stats. I'm 99.9999999% sure. You need to make sure this is in the Goldilocks zone. You need to make sure this is below 4.13. 4.18 is where you need to be, and that's like only 0.03 from where you are now. This one's not that bad. I could go with this number all day long. It's this number which is still way too low. So what do I do? No problem. Go from the top, highlight, up score. Now, I'm getting really good results. This is really rewriting stuff. This is really adding to the semantic score. Sometimes when people do this, I'm not, okay, so let's do this. Sometimes when people do this, they come back with a very small sentence. You see how it didn't get very much bigger? You're like, Josh, it's broken, it's not working. That's not the case. It's working just fine. I made this thing intelligent, so it won't stuff in all the SEO keywords. For example, and again, I just want to get ChatGPT to clean that out for me. Clean out the for me, leave the wording, please. There we go, boom. And again, CP is going to be able to do that for you very quickly as well. Boom. Boom. Sometimes I made it intelligent so that it's not aggressively stuffing in keywords. It's just stuffing in a little bit more words from the results, from the scored words. So now when I run this, you see it's going to be much higher. We're still not where we need to be. This is going to be higher though too. This will make all your numbers go up. That's why it says up score. All the scores will go up. All right. Tips for maintaining. We still need to go up. We still need to get this way higher than what originally is. Replace. And again, this would be way faster if I wasn't talking. Replace, and if I was focusing on it. Replace, replace, and replace. Replace, still need to go up. Actually, I could stop now. This is fine. This is fine exactly as it is. I'm surprised this number didn't go up very much. It did go up a bit. It's only, quite frankly, 0.08 off where it needs to be. And I'll just rerun the spam score to make sure I didn't stuff in EMQs or too many SEO keywords. Make sure that's fine. The heat score will do nothing but go up because I added more helpful content. Still 10, this is fine. Done, you're done. That's it. Save it, click here, export it, go here, copy and paste it. Copy and paste it from here, paste it like this, Control-A, Control-C, paste it and right in the WYSIWYG editor of WordPress, or click here to publish to WordPress if you have a WordPress plugin. It's done. It's fine. You'd be like, Josh, doesn't it need to be 2,800 words? No, not at all. If it can be shorter, if it can be short and sweet, great. But let's just say for the sake of example, I wanted to get this down and I wanted this score to be in the green, a little bit more in the green. It's kind of on the low end. Fine. Let me show you how you would do that. Again, you would upscore everything that's been used here. You could upscore this as well. Replace, boom. That really increased it. Great. Okay, now what if you were like, okay, I need to add more content. Adding more content, I need to get this way higher over the score, so when I bring them down with the down score button, we end up in the green here and we end up in the green here. How would you do that? You add content. Or if you're like, Josh, I want to fix this spam score at 10%. It's not really as high quality as it can be. It's not as helpful as it can be. I want it to be more helpful. How do I do that? Easily. Highlight this, Control-C, go here, hit enter, Control-V, and pros and cons of hair care, of using products. Is it what this is about? What was the best hair growth products and treatments, effective ingredients? Yeah, so pros and cons of using hair growth products. First off, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it. Pros, 1, period. Okay, I can highlight this. I can say upscore. And if I'm lucky, and it has some ideas based on what I prompted, click replace, boom, done. take this, go back to ChatGPT. Please format this with an H2 title. Please give cons as well. Because Google talked about pros and cons being important. So that's one way I can do it. I can write it in there. There we go. I'll go back to this, fix my mistake, go back to here, say, okay, thank you very much, boom, take this, Control C, Control V, boom, done. Save it. Control A, Control C, put it in the paste buffer just in case. Now we're getting more words, we're getting closer. Boom, we're going to be over the content now. Yep, maybe you bring it down. This is going to be a little bit higher now because we're using AI to write it. So the AI words in a row are going to be the ones that it favors, of course. ChatGPT is terrible for this, although this is still fluctuating up and down. It's because I'm prompting it and giving it ideas. So there's the pros. Another place you could have done that very easily is you go in here, you go to content, you go into product review, and you say, give me the pros and cons. You could have clicked this and generated that. And my AI would have done the same thing. It would have been a bit better because it would have stuffed in a whole bunch of articles in there. Sorry, not articles. It was stuffed in a bunch of keywords in there. But you don't have to do it here. So you could have done it. You could prompt it and use the upscore button, or you can use it here. What I'm going to do here actually is key decision making factors. If you're like, it's missing a specific thing, just highlight it and prompt it. The key decision-making factors are ... and then you upscore, and it'll stuff in the keywords you need to do. If it doesn't write a lot, that means it's not good for the article. If it writes a whole lot, that means you've nailed it. But I'll do this here. I'll do identify the key decision-making factors. The pros and cons and the key decision factors are the ones I like the most. Let me write that one. And I'll highlight this. This is fine the way it is. Boom. Take this. You can click add or close. I will just get ChatGPT to format this. Just format this. It is good as is. Boom. Just going to format it for us. So we just copy and paste it. Boom, perfect. Take this, boom, boom, go in here, boom, boom, highlight this. I believe it was H2s. H2, boom. There we go. Now we have a lot more content. It's pretty well over, pretty over on this. Now what we do to get this down into the green, although this is actually surprisingly fine. Now what we do to get it down to the green is we take the stuff that is biggest and we downscore it. Usually we downscore everything from the bottom to the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to downscore that. I'm going to downscore this. This brings all the scores down, makes it less wordy. Downscore this. Start downscoring these. Downscore. 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 These ones are chonky. Got to unchonk them up. They have to go on a Zempic. Downscore. Downscore. Boom. This is going to bring it down. Still over. This might bring this down. Yep, this is perfect. This is fine. 4.13 is exactly where you want to be. Grab this, bring this down. Bring this down. Rerun this. Perfect. Okay, leave it alone. That's where you need to be. That's it. Start from the top, go down to the bottom, pick every paragraph or sentence, upscore it, chonk it up, add content if you need to by prompting it, or by going into content and picking content out of the helpful content. If you're not demonstrating enough expertise, click this to do so. If you don't feel you have enough in here that after reading your content, your user will leave feeling they've learned enough about the topic to help achieve their goal, click this and write it. Or do the product review. This is for not just products. This is for anything. This is for any topic. Provide quantitative measurements if they exist, pros and cons, key decision-making factors. Those really help people. Those are tips that really help people. Pros and cons really help people. Ingredients, effectiveness, all that. It's really, really good. Now we have a very robust article. Control A, Control C, save it here. Now you're good to go. This is almost all in the green or very close to being, this is well within the 0.05 threshold. You're ready to go. It took me 5 minutes to do that. Build 5 more pages like this, upload them, index them, go drink a martini. Rinse, repeat tomorrow. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. I can check in here again, just double check. I can go, okay, the EMQs are not in there. Great. Oh, look, and now we've added in all the other missing spread keywords that we were meant to. It did it naturally. It does it naturally. It fixes itself. When you use the process, you generate the article, upscore from the top to bottom, and then downscore from the bottom to the top, selectively to get these scores where you need them to be, and it's perfect. These articles are high quality and they do rank. All right, so we've been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes of awesome free SEO education. So I just want to check, is there any other questions you guys got? Any other things you guys want to know? Victor says, I will be joining the Underground SEO University. Just a quick clarification. Do you cover the basics as well? Yes, we do. It looks to me that I need to unlearn a lot of things that I learned in the past, which actually puts me in the beginner category. Don't worry, man. That's the same category we're all in. Don't worry about it. What's all included in SEO University? In SEO, I have a advertisement here you can check out. Go to youtube.com/jbashins and watch. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's because I'm live with this right now. When I'm not live, there's another video that's here. It's an advertisement. Go and for SEO University, go and check that out. Let's see, I have a couple questions here. Brian says, any ideas why business with no website and competitive niche, a big market gets into map pack? It could very well be, Brian. Quite often they have proximity. Proximity is a huge ranking factor for map pack, and everyone else might be penalized, right? Remember, if everyone else has a demotion, then even the simplest of pages can rank. Brian also asked, when doing keyword discovery for local, what's the best way to enter in Co-pilot? I talked about that in the beginning of this live course. I'll go to the back to the beginning, Brian, and check it out from the beginning. I talked quite a bit about local. So go check it out. If you guys have any more questions in the YouTube, go ahead and fire them in there. I know you're about 10 seconds behind, so I'll wait 10 seconds. Go ahead and fire them in there. Please, everyone, remember to like and subscribe and click the bell and the monkey and everything about that as well. Let me go back to the Zoom questions. EBI says, oh yeah, so Victor, so check out on my YouTube, there's an advertisement for it there. But the short answer is we have hundreds of hours of courses in video format, and we have hundreds of pages of knowledge base of SEO tests that prove to you what the ranking factors are with tactics and very easy to follow formulas. Do this, do that, do that. I guarantee success. I guarantee results. And that's just because of how carefully we've tested for the last 10 years. We've really tested very, very carefully. Like I said, I was doing a master's degree and a PhD in an interdisciplinary science field. I know how to run a science program. I know what the structures are there. I'm not wearing a lab coat when I do the science, but trust me, I might as well be. I've done science professionally at the degree credit level. So I know how to run this program, and it's because we did this very carefully. We have the infinite screen of regress here. Look at that. It's because we've done this carefully that we get such good results. And again, I give a 50% discount to people who are paying SEO Co-pilot customers. You've never had a better way to get into SEO. EBI says, thank you so much for this so informative session. Are you planning on having an LTD offer on AppSumo soon for the entire package? Well, it's funny you mentioned that, EBI. In fact, I am working on an LTD offer on AppSumo. Keep watching. I don't know if they'll approve it. I don't know when that'll be. But anyone here, let me put it this way. I hope this is coming from my heart, and I hope it makes sense to people. I know everyone's hurting. I know everyone. There's greedflation, as I mentioned. I know everyone's day to day, and living hand to mouth, and quite frankly, so am I. I'm not immune to this. All my students have been hit by this. All my customers are hit by this. I'm doing well. I'm successful, but I'm not making the millions that some people think I'm making. So if you can sign up for the monthly subscription for SEO Co-pilot, the 144 is the grandfather price per month. That's the one where I will guarantee to you, any new feature we make, I guarantee you'll have access to it. And a good, fair, you could use it quite a lot, comfortable access. CP, all of the page audit systems we're building, all of the automatic AI does all the work for you systems, where it finds the niches, it finds the page, it builds the pages, it finds the best keywords to rank for, it builds the pages, it uploads to WordPress automatically, it checks the rankings, it reiterates if it needs to change something. That SEO consultant in a box will always be in the 144 per month price at some level for sure. And of course, you're paying more if you're doing the 194 or the 250 or whatever, 254. You got more pages, you have more access. That's more of an agency level access. If you can afford to do that, I do have discount coupons. I'm happy to give you a discount on that. Email me and I can help you out. However, if you're like, Josh, I couldn't afford a monthly thing if I tried. It's not a matter of I don't like you or your software. I think everyone likes the software when they figure out how to use it. I think everyone sees the value in it, and I get tons of comments like that per day. It's just that everyone is living so hand to mouth, and it's like, if you're going to pay $144 for my software, then I'm trying to advertise to agencies, but for the lower kind of SEO consultant. You're like, Josh, I'd have to give up driving. I wouldn't be able to buy gas for my car, and I get it. For those people, we are doing very soon a very, very limited run of a small introductory version of the software that will have 5 pages a month and allow you to maybe do 10 keyword discovery reports. This is for the people who are I'm just doing like a few pages per month of SEO. I don't need something huge. And so there will be a limited time offer of a few $100, saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars over the years of a limited offer I will be doing soon. So keep watching your email for that. I hope that everyone does the monthly instead, because the more pages you build, the more money you can make. I hope everyone realizes by looking at this and what I've shown you in the beginning, that you can base your life and your career on SEO. I've done it. All my students do it. I have so many students that started as a junior SEO, became the SEO team lead, became the marketing manager, and some have even gone to be the CEO. That's true. That's God's honest truth. You can join university and ask. They've started their own agencies, a lot of people, or taken over the agencies where they worked. I'm very proud of that fact. We build careers in SEO. And I hope people will see the value of investing in the tool and investing in SEO and building hundreds of pages per month and build 2 or 3 websites, in a half a year, or 5 to 10 websites in a year, And then you have options to play with, my friends. Then you have a portfolio. You can sell these sites. You can rent these ones out. You can use them as PBNs if you need to. There's all kinds of things you can do. But if people just need an introductory price and people are having trouble making ends meet, I totally, completely understand. Me and my wife had to have a conversation about how much our groceries cost. And we've literally had to cut back and buy different things, and stop going out to eat so much. So I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. So I hope everyone can afford the monthly and support the tool because, I need money to live too. I need this tool to be successful, and I need to pick up the subscriptions and move this forward. If you can do it, I would really appreciate you. My heart would go out to you if you could do that. But also, I completely understand if you're like LTD offer is the only thing you could do. You're like, Josh, yeah, I could put $300 on a credit card and then pay it off by doing customer stuff. You can go into Upwork or Fiverr and sell keyword reports from SEO Co-pilot all day long. $75 for a keyword report, $24 for a keyword report. It takes 20 minutes and 20 seconds of your time. Sell 100 of them a day. There's ways to make money with Copilot. And if it'll only work for you, if you start with the LTD offer, I'm willing to do a very LTD, a very limited offer. I'm pushing it through AppSumo right now, see if we get approved. But sign up for a free account on SEOCopilotai.com. Sign up for a free account, give me your email, and then I will email you. You'll be on the email list, and I'll email you when we're doing the limited. Whether AppSumo approves it or not, I'm going to do a limited sale. And you can be one of the first ones to get access to this very high quality system for a very introductory, low usage price. We will always have the ability to upscale that and upgrade that, of course. Pay as you go. You can buy 25 more pages, or you can always upgrade to the $50 a month, $54 a month for 10 pages per month, which rejuvenates. You can always do that as well. All right. So that's awesome, guys. Again, there's never been a brighter time to do SEO. I know everyone thinks SEO is dead, and I say no, it's not. Look at Google Trends. I showed you guys the Google Trends here. Oh, I turned it off. Google Trends. I showed you guys the Google Trends with SEO and how that actually is increasing over time. Maybe not in Canada. What's the deal, Canada? What? Oh, Canada. Oh, my beloved country. It's going up. You see, slightly? It's going up. And so is interest in AI SEO is going up too. I think AI SEO will surpass it at some point. There's never been a better time to do it. And this is the system you'd want to do it on, is the SEO Co-pilot system for sure. All right, guys. So I think that's all the questions. Let me check the Zoom here to make sure that's all the questions. Where is the chat? Sheldon says, Josh, you dropped the dynamite on this demo, my friend. Thank you. You're welcome, Sheldon. Again, you guys have any questions, email me. Even just short SEO questions. Don't worry. I'm not going to charge you for a 5-minute answer. Email me. I can help you out, or maybe even a little bit more in private. And EBI says, thanks so much for the valuable info today. Talk soon. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, I want to wish you guys all good luck. I want to tell you, there is a way to make money in SEO. It's by using AI. That's how you get ahead of the competition. Jump on it now before everyone realizes this, and get a new career in SEO. And I think you're going to be surprised at how easy it is to do with AI and how you can make money and be a success. So I want to thank everyone for that. This free course runs every Friday. Sign up for the ones that are coming up in the next few weeks. It's limited seating to 100, so make sure you sign up quick. Sign up first.